Choosing a career, wow, it's one of the biggest decisions you'll ever make, right? It's exciting, maybe a little scary, and just full of possibilities. So, how do you even begin to navigate this huge landscape to find the right path for you? Well, that's what we're here for. Let's dive in and start building your personal career compass. The classic question. We've all been asked this probably since we were kids. But, as we get older, the answer gets a whole lot more complicated. It's not just about picking a cool sounding job anymore. It's really about finding something that genuinely fits who you are and who you're hoping to become. So here's our roadmap for this explainer. We're going to talk about why this is your choice, first and foremost. Then we'll get into how to follow your inner compass, how to tune out all that outside noise, and a big one, breaking old stereotypes. And finally, we'll wrap it all up so you can choose your own path with some real confidence. Okay, first things first. The most important voice in this entire decision is your own. This part is all about discovering those positive forces, your own interests and talents that are going to pull you toward a future that actually feels good. This is such a fundamental question. I mean, think about it. You're going to spend a massive part of your life at work. So if it's not connected to what you're good at and what you actually enjoy, what's the end game there? This isn't just about a paycheck. It's a huge piece of your life story. So these are the true north points on your career compass. What makes you curious? What do you find yourself reading about just for fun? That's your personal interest. What do you do well, maybe almost without trying? Those are your abilities. And what gets you fired up in the morning? That's your passion. And passion isn't just some fluffy, nice-to-have thing. When you are genuinely motivated by what you do, you're not just happier. You're actually more creative, you stick with problems longer, you're just better at it. It's a real advantage. Now, you combine that with a smart look at job availability, and you've got a powerful guide to a career where you can really, truly thrive. All right, but while your inner compass is pointing you in the right direction, there's usually a ton of outside noise trying to mess with the signal. These are all the negative pressures we need to learn how to spot and honestly, just ignore. What's really fascinating here is how many of these pressures come from what other people expect of you. Maybe your friends are all going to tech, or your family has certain cultural ideas about what a good job is, or society has these super outdated ideas about gender. The bottom line is, none of this has anything to do with your personal talent or your passion, and they should never, ever be the reason you make a choice. I mean, just look at this. It's so clear when you see it laid out side by side, isn't it? Following your passion, that road leads to motivation, fulfillment, success. But caving to peer pressure, that just sets you up for a career that's a bad fit, which leads to being unhappy and just bored. The choice couldn't be clearer. Let's zoom in on one of the loudest and frankly most damaging types of noise out there: gender stereotypes. We're talking about these old, totally unfair ideas that try to cram people into boxes they just don't belong in. Now, this question might seem totally obvious to us today, but believe it or not, these kinds of biases are still out there. They create these invisible walls, suggesting that some jobs are for men and others are for women. So let's just tackle this head on. Yep, that's it. Simple, direct, and powerful. Your gender has absolutely, positively nothing to do with your ability to do a job well. Skills, talent, passion, that's what matters. Period. A skilled surgeon is a skilled surgeon. A creative florist is a creative florist. That is all there is to it. So let's be crystal clear on this. Gender stereotypes are limiting beliefs. They are not facts. They're designed to hold people back, not to empower them. So when you're looking at your future, these beliefs should have exactly zero weight in your decision. None. Okay, so we have looked at the positive pulls from within and the negative pressures from outside. So how do we actually put all this together into a real plan? How do you go about choosing your own path? Here it is, your action plan in 3 simple steps. First, do the work. Really discover what you're good at and what you love. Step 2, become aware of the voices around you. Who's building you up and who's trying to push you into a box. And finally, step 3, make your choice an authentic one. One that comes from your core, from your passion, not from all that outside noise. I love this because ultimately, this is all about who gets to write your story. Your career path is a huge chapter in your life. Don't let someone else write it for you. You need to hold that pen firmly in your own hand and write a story that makes you proud. So let's end right here. After everything we've talked about, just take a quiet moment and ask yourself this question. If you tune out all the noise, all the expectations from other people, all the stereotypes, What direction is your own personal compass pointing? That's your starting line. That's your true north.